Terror Deku 0 NCER young hero was 4, he had this thought. All people are not born equal, some are born rich, others poor. I am without power, but my best friend is born with explosions at his fingertips. A young boy with dark green hair and a scrawny body was lying on the ground of a playground, black scuff marks covering his face and white t-shirt. His eyes were filled with tears, and he was covered in bruises. This boy is Izuku Midoriya. He was born without a quirk, a mutation that about 80% of the population has. It's a special power, like you would see from the superheroes from comics in the early 2000s. Izuku, however, was born without one. In fact, he is an even rarer case where both of his parents have quirks, but neither of them was passed on to him. His mother had telekinesis of small objects, but they can only move towards her. His father can breathe fire, much like a dragon. This boy no longer goes by his own name at school, and is now stuck being Deku, meaning useless. Every day he would come home, he would have a different injury from his once called friend, Katsuki Bakugo. He was born with the ability to create explosions in his hands, using his own sweat which had nitroglycerin-like properties. Izuku had spent his life looking up to heroes. All he had wanted up until the beginning of middle school was to be a hero, but every single person telling him it was impossible for someone without a quirk to be a hero had worn down his mentality. He no longer had the passion for it. He started to look through old comics he could find online, as well as current heroes for hope. He saw heroes like Iron Man from the Marvel Universe as impossible. There was no way to make a suit like that today, and even then, where would he find the money? He had turned to Spider-Man, another from Marvel. Although his powers, mined for the super strength, were bland, but what made him impressive was that he had created a way of moving throughout the city with ease. Web shooters, that shot a sticky substance stronger than steel fiber wire by thousands of times, and dissolved after a few hours. Deku thought it was amazing. A kid built something that could change the world. Soon after middle school had started, he heard about a pro hero without a combat quirk. He was called Eraserhead. After some research, Deku had found out that combat-wise, all his quirk did was put them on a level playing field, by turning theirs off. He fought with a hyper-tough carbon fiber scarf, and his own athletics. Throughout middle school, Deku looked up to him, and started to think, why can't I be a genius? I mean, it would take time, then I would need money. Most heroes rely on their powers, so I will rely on my brain and brawn. Although it would be possible for Deku to eventually be able to be a hero, like he had thought, nothing about it would be cheap, plus he would also need the time to study. So, he made a plan. He wouldn't be able to get anywhere near enough money with the job he would be able to get, so the easy answer is crime. Of course, he would have to sell out his knowledge on heroes, and after learning programming and hardware be able to get into facilities with ease. Chemistry may also help with that. He thought to himself. So, he made a plan. It followed up all the way to the end of university. What he would study, what kinds of things he would try to make, when he would try to get his own lab, when he would start villain work, everything. Once he wrote it down, he committed it to memory and burned it. He couldn't leave any evidence. The next day he went into the kitchen for breakfast. Mom, would it be possible for me to get an allowance? I want to buy some books on more advanced subjects than school is teaching me. The young 12-year-old boy begged his mother with puppy dog eyes. Well, I guess you could, but don't waste the money, okay? His mother replied sheepishly. Inko Midoriya had never really been the outgoing type, but once her only son's dream was crushed, she started to recede back a bit herself. She became shyer and more introverted, even going from a slim and fit body to letting herself go to the point where even her face was rounder. She shared the same green hair and eyes as her son. If Deku kept growing at the same rate, he would easily be taller than her. Part 1 of the plan was a success. The plan Year 1 Study Programming / Hacking Study Engineering Study Costume Design Begin Workout Regime Year 2 Study Chemistry and Biochemistry Study Hero Support Items Build Mini Lab in Room Study Design of Weapons Throughout Time Design First Tool Year 3 Build Tool Design Costume Build Costume Study Genetics Study Miscellaneous Topics Till 2 months before the end of middle start Villain Work Apply to High School The 10th High School Move into Dorms Try to build Mobile Lab Become Solo Villain Start Hero Hunt Prove that a quirkless person can be as good as any hero College Lay low until graduation Afterwards start Villain Work Again Fixed Income No Crime Life in Peace